Welcome back to Hope's Homemade Kitchen. We're talking salads today. Have you ever thought that it's really difficult to make a good restaurant quality salad at home? Well, I'm going to help you solve that problem today because it was a problem that I had, and until I found this particular salad, I didn't think I could make a good salad at home. This is the perfect salad for your family celebrations. And if you take it to a potluck, you'll be asked to bring it from then on. Trust me. This salad is called Tequilaberry salad. And no, it doesn't have tequila in it. This salad comes from a restaurant here in Minnesota that's no longer, so they shut down. But before they did, they became famous for their Tequilaberry salad. Now this is inspired by that recipe. It's not the same because I wanted to add a little more crunch to it. So let's get started and I'll show you the ingredients. The ingredients for the Tequilaberry salad for the dressing are mayonnaise, apple cider vinegar, sugar, Parmesan cheese, salt, and pepper. That's about as easy as it gets. The rest of the salad is 1 pound of bacon that's been cooked and crumbled, grapes, cauliflower, broccoli, iceberg lettuce, and toasted almonds. If you've been with me in other recipes, you know that I like to cook bacon in the oven. I think it comes out the best. So 1 pound of bacon, just spread out on a foiled pan, cooked at 350 degrees in the oven until it is to your liking as far as crispness. So this can be cooking as we're prepping our vegetables, cleaning and prepping our vegetables and other salad ingredients. Okay, it looks like all the bacon has a spot on the pan. So the oven is heated up to 350 degrees. I'm going to put it in the oven and then we'll get going on the next step. Okay, our next step is to make the dressing. I have 3/4 of a cup of mayonnaise. My favorite mayonnaise now that we can get it in Minnesota, is Duke's mayo. Otherwise, I would probably use Hellmann's. That's just my favorite. You could use any kind of mayonnaise you like. But it's hard to beat Duke's in my opinion. Okay, 3/4 cup of mayonnaise. 1.5 tablespoons of apple cider vinegar, 3 tablespoons of sugar, a 1/2 cup of shredded Parmesan cheese. I'm just using the Kraft grated Parmesan cheese. You could use freshly grated. It would be excellent if you did that. This is what I have on hand, so this is what I'm using. About 1/4 teaspoon of pepper. Can measure that with your heart. And about 1/2 teaspoon of salt. And that's it for the dressing ingredients. Just give it a good whisk. Okay, you'll want to whisk it until that sugar in there is dissolved. Give that a little taste test. I think I'm gonna add a little more mayonnaise. I might have been a little heavy-handed on the apple cider vinegar. But you can fix that. Okay, let's try that. Much better. Okay, now I'm gonna put this dressing in the refrigerator so it can set and let the flavors meld while we put together the rest of the salad. Okay, next we're going to toast some almonds. Just have a dry nonstick pan. I'm going to put in about a half a cup, actually a little more, of sliced almonds. So we'll get these to toasting. I have it on medium heat. This will be an important crunch component to our salad. Make sure you watch these because nuts really burn quickly when they're over fire on the stove, so keep an eye on them. Sometimes in place of sliced almonds, I've used sunflower seeds. That's good too. This really gives it a good crunch though. My first pick would be almonds. And you could use any kind of nut. This is just the original, so. Okay, some of the pieces are starting to toast, so I'm going to keep an eye on it really close. All right, I'm going to cut the heat, give it a couple more stirs. You can see a little bit of brown in some of the pieces. That's just perfect. I'm going to set it aside. Actually, so it will not continue to cook, I'm going to put it into a bowl. Perfect brownness. Okay, next we'll start on the salad. I already had some iceberg lettuce chopped up. I'm going to do that. I'm actually going to, I think that'll be enough actually. I was going to cut up the rest of that, but I think I'll save the rest of it for another salad. And then, so you'll need to do like a small head of iceberg lettuce, washed, dried, and cut up into small pieces, bite-sized pieces. So that's what we've done as our first step. Okay, next I'm going to get some cauliflower, about a half of a small head of cauliflower. And again, however much you're making, if you're making it for a larger family, you can use your judgment as to how much everyone will eat. So I'm going to wash about that much and cut it up. Okay. So mainly just bite-sized pieces, so there's no big chunks in there. It's all going to be mixed together. I'm going to separate out the components. It's a pretty presentation when you put little piles and make it a neat little arrangement before you mix it all in. It's funny, even if you don't like cauliflower, like raw cauliflower and broccoli, when it's mixed in with all of these ingredients together, the dressing that has mayo, Parmesan cheese, And then the components of the salad, which are bacon, lettuce, these vegetables, grapes. Grapes gives it a nice sweetness. All of it mixed together just makes a really special salad. Okay. This is a perfect salad for Easter. I'm going to be taking it to our Easter celebration. I've been asked to because I've brought it the last couple of years, and like I said, once you bring it, you're going to be asked to bring it from then on. And I don't mind because I really love this salad, and I'm glad everyone loves it. And if you don't like a particular component, you can always leave that out or substitute. These types of vegetables really work well with this salad and the dressing together. Okay, now the next will be the grapes. Let's see if I can do this without chasing grapes all around the kitchen. Can't resist a good fresh grape. You know, the kind of grapes that kind of crunch in your mouth and have that little snap. That's when you know they're fresh. So the recipe calls for 1 cup of grapes. I'm going to put a little more just because everyone really likes grapes. You can use your judgment with some of these measurements. And I'll write out the recipe in the description box below. Okay, I think that is plenty. I'm going to save the rest for snacking. Okay, next I'm going to check the bacon. Okay, the bacon is done. That's just the way I like it. Brown all the way through. It's going to be a little crispy, so I'm going to put it on a paper towel, let it drain a little bit, and then we'll chop it up for the salad. Try to resist that. Okay, next I'm going to chop up the bacon. And I'll show you the assembly of the salad, and it's best if you wait to put the dressing and the nuts on until right before you're ready to serve it. So I think for the taste test, I'm going to make myself a little bowl of this because I won't be able to eat this whole thing, obviously. But if you're taking it to a celebration, you can assemble most of it and then just bring like the bacon, the dressing, and the nuts in a little container or bags. And then right before you serve it, you can put it all together. And that's what it'll be the freshest then. And you don't have to put this much bacon in, but bacon, I always say bacon makes everything better, so use your own judgment. Okay, here are all the salad components. Let me get the dressing. but I'll show you the way that I would assemble it. And you can put more or less iceberg lettuce in there. So here's the way I do it. So just kind of put it in sections. And then you could bag up the nuts, the bacon, and carry a separate container of dressing. Just do like that. And then when you're ready to serve it, you can put it together when you get to your party destination. So I am going to put in a separate bowl a little bit of everything here to do a taste test, and I know it's going to be good. Get some lettuce down there. All right, so that's a little bit of broccoli, some lettuce, cauliflower, and grapes in there. I'm going to put a little bit of dressing on. And again, if I were going to serve this all at once, this is where the point I would be just mixing everything together. I'm going to put a little bit of bacon in. And some toasted almonds. Okay, now it's time for the taste test. So I've mixed all of those ingredients together. I'm going to give it a taste. Every time I make this salad, I'm thinking I should really be eating more salad. And this is a really easy way to do it because it is excellent. It has the crunch, obviously, from all of the broccoli, cauliflower, the nuts. It has a little salt in there from the bacon and sweet from the dressing and the grapes. It's like the best of salads. I really hope you try this. I know you're going to love it. Thank you for joining me today on Hope's Homemade Kitchen. If you like what you saw, please share on YouTube with your community. I'd really appreciate that. Give it a like, give it a thumbs up, ring the bell for more videos, and please subscribe. I'd love to have you back for more recipes and videos. We'll see you next time.